Cool deal. Do a little bit of popping out with the camera.
Okay. I should probably turn my camera on. Let me double check and make sure it's set up properly. Video.
You got it set up to that OBS thing. There you go.
Yeah, I got it. Man. There we go. Okay, let's do that. So, I got way too much stuff over here, man. This is my work desk now. So, since I've been working from home for so long.
Got a tiger in the
Crazy,
background.
Man. Yep. High school. That's my high school. Yeah, man. So, that's also my keyboard cover. Cover for my keyboard. So, well, it is what it is. It'll have to stay like that. It's a little cluttered. That Scar? I heard something. Okay. Scar fell asleep on the couch, as usual. That dude always do that. Thought I heard something. Okay. But y'all called me. I was just about to jump on some games, too. I was like, well, I'll just play games till they get out here.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't get a chance to get it started up, so it's all good. Does this thing sound all right? Or do I need to move it closer?
I think we're good.
Word.
Out.
Put the stuff in the trash. All right. Guess I probably should write down what I've been playing, huh?
Nah.
That might help. I'll just pull up God Galaxy real quick. Okay. Yo, we'll talk about stuff on the show, man. I might need your, you don't have to recommend it on the show, but I might need your expertise and how to stop my PC from always thinking crashing. I think my GPU overheats. I'm gonna have to figure that out.
I wouldn't say I have expertise, but do you check your
Yep, my temps. Yeah, check my temps. They seem okay. It just stuff will be going, and it's generally the first time I run an app, and then after that, the second time I run the app, it ends up being all right. But the first time I run the app, nah, son, we need to take a break. Like that's basically what happens. We need to take a break. So, but it's all good. I should probably write down some stuff because it's been so long since I podcasted like in earnest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know anybody
That's
local
my fault.
that is like more I wouldn't just take it to just anybody and they just like load some bloatware.
Yeah. No, I got one of my dudes, but I hadn't he's at work. I hadn't hollered at him in a minute. But he does the Dad Bods Gaming Discord podcast and stuff. Yeah.
My camera ain't working.
Something's happening. Spinning right now.
Yeah, it's just spinning on my end. It's not even turning on. I'm trying to see if I had something else open.
You sound like you're still asleep, man.
Man, I was gone, bruh.
Like, why'd you set an alarm, son?
I didn't expect to fall asleep, to be honest. I really didn't.
Scar, you know you stand on your feet most of the day.
If anybody would have fell
service.
asleep, it should have been me because I had chicken pastry for supper.
Okay.
Man, go ahead. If you live, let me go ahead and pull this shit up. Shit.
This dude digging crust out the corners.
Yeah, it's just fucked up. I was gone.
He digging crust. He like, He getting in there.
I woke up like, what? I was like, man, let me look at my phone. And then I got all these messages from both of y'all. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh man, I was like, man, let me hit him up. The first thing I said, I bet you fell asleep again. That was seriously the first thing I said. I bet you he fell asleep.
I didn't really press on it, I just kind of like waited, and around, about 10 minutes ago, I was like, what was it, 9 o'clock? Because I was like actually just giving you the benefit of that. I was like, did we say 9 o'clock?
No, that's 100% my fault. I sincerely apologize. All right. Oh yeah. Rashani got back to me. He said he wanted to do next week.
Next week, okay. Yeah, I'll move Marcus around. Because Marcus said that he'd do anytime.
Okay.
So yeah, man. We in the spring fling.
Oh, that's what y'all calling it?
Well, I mean,
he named it. He named it. I didn't. You know, I wouldn't have named it no damn spring fling.
That's a middle school dance. That's the middle school dance. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's all right. I mean, we had to call it something.
Yeah, had to call it something.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is the first episode of the newly christened Spring Fling. This is basically our April version of August, where we have a whole bunch of guests on, and we have shows every week. And my man Blue is in the building.
Fired up, y'all. What's going on? What's cracking?
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem. Yeah, Scott said spring fling is lame. I agree, but we could.
My first thing was like spring break, but we're just a bunch of dudes. I mean, that would be like so. But so I was like,
unless it's like some hot tub time machine type shit, like, and I mean, I ain't be hanging, my spring break with a whole bunch of dudes, like,
Right.
But
yeah, we always say shit like that. You have to preface, we ain't got no problem with that. It's just it ain't for us,
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Right.
You know what I mean. Like, you bring your lady, I'm gonna bring my lady. You know what I mean. Like,
right.
That's how we gonna do this. We get a cabin, with a bunch of rooms. You know what I mean. Like, that type of thing. Like, but I ain't about to be spring flinging with a whole bunch of dudes. I ain't flinging nothing around a whole bunch of dudes.
No, nothing flinging in no dude's direction. Let's be clear.
Right.
When was the last time you were in a cabin? Because I've never been to a cabin. I've never been to a cabin.
I've never cabined. I've never did.
Are we talking like actual cabin to where there's like, it's basically like a Three Little Pigs house, or are we talking like a log cabin? It's a nice motherfucker.
Like any cabin, however you define the term cabin.
Either version. I've never done it.
Unless it's just a house without a foundation, because in the hood you end up getting a lot of those. You get a lot of houses without foundations.
I ain't never did no cabin. I ain't never did no camping. Like, I'm
right. Hey, I don't camp, man. I'm from the country. I grew up my first 5 years. I grew up on a peanut farm. Listen, I've had that life. Don't need it anymore. Ever. I'm good, son. I'm good. My quota for that life is reached. It's done.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have that, and I'm still my quota's reached too.
Capped out.
I ain't about to be sleeping outside, bro. Like that's the real shit right there. And with the cabin, like cabins seem like it'd be cool, but like there's still like the nature aspect that I'm not.
But
cool
but
with.
if it's like a nice, where it's like a really nice, almost like house that it just happens to have wood on the outside, is that a cabin or is it you know what I mean?
Does it still have Wi-Fi? Does it still have Wi-Fi?
Of course.
I think
it's a regular house.
Okay, then we're fine.
So let me see this though. But like if I rent a cabin, right? And it's like a secluded, like a little place that somebody else could have rented. Like, did somebody else make a key? You know what I mean? Like I got some questions. Like if it's a hotel or something like that, okay, I could be all right. Somebody might have had this room before. All right, cool. But like somebody else had this whole building and might have access to it. Be in the woods. Like
you be thinking too much, man.
Show up.
No, man. Number one, that's how horror movies start. Number two, we know Verbo and Airbnb ain't out here dropping them same security measures that Marriott is dropping. Like we know this,
and we know if a horror movie pops off, I'm the first one to go.
Right? We already know our melanin content dictates we the first ones out of here, though.
Yeah, the fat black person, not even just the black person, but the fat dude that's not gonna run. He said Until Dawn in real life. Exactly. I mean,
that's how it is.
I only know about Until Dawn because my daughter's into it. But like, no, man, that seems like signing up to be in a horror movie, and I'm not about that life.
Not about it. See the
or
thing
you're signing up to be in a Tyler Perry movie, which then you're just in a bunch of wife drama.
Oh yeah.
Man, I don't want to be in one of those either. My homeboy that I grew up with, his daughter is an actress. She's been in some Tyler Perry stuff. He lives in Atlanta now. He's a band director in Atlanta. His daughter has been in that. She's played in the Harriet Tubman movie. She's in the new version of All That. She's in some Disney, I think it's a Disney Channel's like Better Nate Than Never or some shit like that or whatever she's in right now. And like she's really, really out there. But like when she got All That, I was like, yo, I remember when All That started. It's like, for people who don't know what All That is basically like a Saturday Night Live or a Mad TV for kids.
Yeah.
And like she actually plays in that shit. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. And then like when the Harriet Tubman movie came out, like just from the trailer, like you actually saw her. She was a little kid. She was a much younger kid then, but like you actually saw her in like the trailer and shit. At that point, it was like, yo, this is bonkers. And like that young lady, she writes and records her own music, everything. Her name is Aria Brooks.
Nice.
For sure.
Yeah. So
I think I remember seeing that name because my son was watching All That, and a lot of those things are for younger people than us, but then they would have some older, like the dude that had that was always with the pizza face, and then Kel would come in and out, and so it's cool.
Okay, it's called Better Nate Than Ever, and it's on Disney. They just came out with a movie, and it's on Disney Plus.
Yo, she was actually a street kid in the Black Widow movie as well. For IMDb.
She's really out there, like really, really out there doing her thing. and that's
what's up, man.
it's really fucking dope. And like lately, I know they've been pushing the better Nate than ever.
It's
Thing
hard to
because
say that name in
that's new.
because you have
Yeah,
to think about it.
because you're trying not to say better late than never.
Right.
So you're trying not to, but like, yeah. So that's the thing that they've been talking about recently because that just came out on Disney Plus. I think it's like came out like Friday or something like that. The movie
Yeah.
just came out Friday. So yeah, man. So like actually seeing like my homeboy like his daughter like out there like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
Crazy. That's crazy because like like I know I used to tease her dad with his middle name. I'm not gonna say what his middle name is.
Right, right. Out of respect.
But there is a song attached that is that is from a movie that stars a man eating plant. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I know what the middle name is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
So man, how's it going, bro?
Man, it's good, man. Life is good. Let me get this. I guess this mic is a little far back, but I mean, life is good, man. Haven't been podcasting and stuff, but dude, busy at work, busy at home, actually repainting stuff. You see these spots on the wall behind me. That's why I got to repaint. If you can see that right there on the wall, right there, you see it's a little different. When I went through the whole house, I only have 2 colors in my house, and the paint that the painters left me, I didn't want to use it. It had mildew. So I was like, I'm not going to put mildew on my wall. So instead of using it, I was like, okay, I'll just go with the directions they gave me. They left me the manufacturer brand. They left me the color of the paint. And the only thing they didn't leave me was the finish. But I went in and I tried every paint finish I could find. And none of them matched the wall at all. And so now I have to go through the house and basically redo the whole house. Like my uncle, he helped me redo 2 bedrooms. I did my gym and my wife's office, and I did 2 big hallways. Now I have 2 more bedrooms left, 2 more bathrooms, the kitchen, and the living room. So I got 6 more rooms to do. So that's what I'm doing, man. Is running around here painting the inside of my house. Like I did that over my son's spring break. I did that stuff, and I did it on my birthday. I was painting on my birthday. Like, man, crazy, man.
Yeah. See, I know all this because we actually talk.
Right. right.
So like good recap for the people.
Right.
Chase, how's it been, bro?
It's been kind of interesting. Is I've not podcasted in like 2 weeks. Well, even longer for us, like 3 weeks. Because I took off because my back was hurting, and then I went to the chiropractor. First time I've ever been to a chiropractor. They did say I have a mild sclerosis, where you like go like a little bit of a
scoliosis.
Yeah.
Okay. Sclerosis is something else. So
multiple sclerosis or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something different.
But yeah, it's similar word but different. The so yeah, that was that, and then they did the pops and all that stuff, and I'm good now. But yeah, like my whole top of my back was just like on fire, man.
Yeah, you had to be in pain, man. For those who aren't familiar with what scoliosis is, you should be. It's just curvature of the spine. Mm-hmm. So generally that means you are in a great deal of pain, man. So how long you been in pain, B?
Well, I guess like the back pains that I would have like throughout my whole life was part of that. I just thought that was just like I got a back pain today. Okay. But this top back, that was new. And but what they did seemed to like really help with that, and I guess they said that your muscles will correct itself, and after a while it just gets tired of doing that, and then that's when it will like just be like, fuck your back, and then
All right, so did you have to go to like an actual chiropractor, or did you go to a place like The Joint?
I went to a chiropractor. They
Okay.
did like X-rays and stuff. Well, that's how they knew about the scoliosis. Actually, the scoliosis normally is when you're looking at the back, like you're like facing, it's curved, but also through the side profile, my like neck curves the wrong way. So
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
like it's supposed to curve like
Yeah.
like this. This is your
Yeah.
face, and this is how it curves. Mine does this.
Wow.
So yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, doing all that,
So-
and then I
Mhm. So yeah, that's from eating ass. You got to reach. You know what I mean? Where
Focus, man.
No, but I know my ex had a thing with the joint
Mhm.
because she had some back pain and stuff like that. So she used to go to she paid it was like a monthly subscription that she paid for a place called the Joint,
uh-huh.
and like even when she was in um visiting her people in Alabama, she was still able to go to the Joint because they still had ones there also.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it would and like almost every time she went, like it hurt like the first day, and then after that she was fine.
Yeah.
Like it's like let me all right, your back hurt. All right, that's cool. Let me tune you up real quick, and you'll be all right tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
And I'm always just like so tense when she's doing it and stuff, and when they're trying to like she's feeling around to find the vertebrae and stuff. So I'm like super sensitive to like I don't like getting poked and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually cool with touch as long as I'm like cool with the touch. You know what I mean?
You're a grown man. What grown man want to be poked?
Right.
I mean, like
Exactly.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's the second time we had to say that today. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like, you want to be poked? Are you trying to get poked? So
But yeah, I'm just like she's like something about my when she like brought my leg up, she was like, we need to work on your because my flexibility is part of back pain, I guess. Now I just thought that of just getting older, you know what I mean? Like when I was like in my 20s, we were doing like punk rock shows. So I would do like spin kicks over my head. Now I can barely get over my belly. You know what I mean?
right.
Hey, flexibility is crucial, dog. I've said it before, and I'll say it many, many times. The best flexibility workout is P90X yoga. It's an hour and a half, but it actually splits at like 45 minutes. And one is like the moving, like the downward dogs and stuff. And the other one are the standing ones, standing postures like the tree and things like that. The best thing that ever got me, I was always flexible, but it got me more flexible than my son who used to wrestle in high school while he was in high school. So I'm telling you, man, helps a lot.
Yeah, and my boss does hot yoga, and that seems like a miserable experience. But he's had back surgery before, and he does hot yoga. So basically, he does yoga, and inside of a room with a whole bunch of other people, and it's like 90 something degrees in there.
I've done it before. I've done hot yoga before. It's really not that bad. It's just yoga in a hot room. Like that's it. Just yoga in a hot room, and you come out, and believe me, man, you feel a lot better when you come out because, man, stepping out of like 105 degrees down into something that's manageable, man, you feel a lot better. You really do. Like all those muscles just relax. You feel really good.
Nice.
Yeah, I think yoga sounds like a cool idea until you actually see what you got to do, and like when you like brand new.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's some things about yoga, and like yoga, it seems like like how people say that like Pilates seems easy
Until you start doing it.
until you start doing it, and you're like, yo, dog, like was I supposed to been like this? Like,
Right.
is this a thing? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, is
Right.
this a thing? I mean, I don't know, like, man, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like, I don't
The
know
funny
if I'm
thing-
supposed to move like this.
The funny thing is, man, when you in there, when you're in the yoga room, and I don't know how we got on, but when you're in the yoga room and the instructor is down there doing like, level 4 stretch, but you can only get to like level 1.5. You think you're doing it wrong?
No, I only can do half.
Level half, level 0.5.
Scott said DDP yoga is something he wanted to try. You know what? I thought about
heard
that
good
too,
things about that. Yeah.
What's the DDP mean?
Diamond Dallas Page, the wrestler,
Yeah.
He has like a yoga thing.
Right.
That I've seen a lot of
people.
Like
Levitar show.
Stories.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of success stories of like people who tried DDP yoga and like they ended up, they started up looking like me and ended up looking like Blue. You know what I mean? Like,
hey man, we're not that far away. We're not that far away from each other.
I'm round in the motherfucker. Like I look at this. When last time I went to the doctor, I keep jumping back and forth between 290 and 310. Every time I go to the doctor, I'm back and forth. I never know which, but like, it's to the point to whereas if it's less than 300, I'm straight. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm good. My man.
Finger guns.
The finger guns. Yeah, the finger guns.
But yeah, I actually considered the DDP yoga thing, and there's a yoga thing on this game that I used to use on the Xbox called it was on the Xbox and then on the 360 also. It's called Yourself Fitness. I still have it, and it's like workout where you you pick out what you're trying to do, how long you're trying to do it, and it gives you a workout routine.
Nice.
And some days, bruh, like that cardio day.
Listen, man, that's where that's where I struggle, man. I can go to the gym and I can lift stuff. I'm still strong, but man, my cardio I am so out of shape, dude. Remember when I told you the worst place to be when you find out you're out of shape is on the basketball court? When you find out, man. So that's where I'll be when I realize now, man. And like I can barely only fit like 2 of my like newest suits or whatever, man. So yeah, it's
like
crazy.
You wait, like the days where you waiting for a foul, like you know
right, exactly. You like, they hit you, and you just like you flopping, you flopping.
Yeah, you just like y'all want to run half court,
right? And then
I can't do the full court right now.
I can't do no full. Nah. You just argue a call just so you can get a quick break. Hey man, it wasn't a foul. Look here, man, my whole arm is red, dog. I got 5 indentions from all of your fingers. Look, man, it wasn't no foul. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Quit tripping, man.
You can bear hug somebody because you need to get that foul on purpose, just so you can put your hands on your knees and just.
I'm telling you, man, it's tough, boy. So man,
I've been there before. I typically avoid most physical activity these days. Like I just can't do it. Like me and Pooh Bear used to do walking, and walking was all right. He said no blood, no foul. No. I ain't gonna cause no blood. But like if you trying to shoot and I literally grab your arm and pull it, like that's a foul. I don't care what you say.
Right,
like,
exactly.
And I needed it. I needed that foul because I needed that.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Today.
And they also said like I had some arthritis, which I figured that. But there's nothing really you can do about that, other than
you get old, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old coworker, his son had scoliosis really bad. Like he had to wear like this big ass fucking brace. And
I've seen those.
That shit looked, because he was like curved like sideways.
Mm-hmm.
He had to wear this brace, and he said that shit had to be occasionally like tightened and shit like that. That shit looked uncomfortable as fuck,
man.
Like,
yeah,
that shit looked like real bad. So yeah. We got way off topic.
Yeah, but that's why I haven't podcasted in like a month. Actually, the show got to where it don't seem like to the people that's been that long because the show got delayed because of Libsyn or whatever. But
I thought I published the show. Libsyn changed their shit. I thought I had published the show, and I guess I hadn't. So like the show had the episode had been uploaded, but it wasn't in a state where it was to be published.
Just drafted. It was just in a draft.
It wasn't even in the draft. It was just like the episode was like, I don't know what happened. I know it was the upload was finished.
Mm-hmm.
So like when Chase said something, because I thought the episode was up. When he said something, I went and I looked and I saw that it was in the files listing, but it wasn't actually like published. So that's why the show was like a week behind or something like that, because or almost 2 weeks behind, because I thought it was published and it wasn't. Because you know me, I don't really listen to the show. I mean, I was here, so like I'll download the show when I see it come up, but I hadn't even paid attention that it wasn't able to download. And I didn't pay any attention at all. That was 100% my fault. So that show was up late. So it didn't seem like a long time for y'all, but it definitely was a long time for us. So, all right. So we got some things to discuss.
Well, I mean, one more thing that happened is that the next week I went to Kentucky to
you went to a wedding.
Yeah, I went to my brother's wedding, man. I drove to Kentucky this time. That was some shit, man. Because it was like the end of March, almost April, right? And I drove through an actual blizzard through West Virginia. Like, it was like coming in through the sides. It looked like white sand going across the road.
Bunch of roads.
Yeah. I was like, man, I stopped in some sort of coal mining town and got a Subway. And there was like this old-timey looking, like, boat with the thing on the back going down a river, and I was like, man.
Yeah, you kind of look like a
riverboat.
You kind of look like you know, the way you were dressed and everything. You look like a country mortician. I mean, like you. Welcome to Chase Brothers.
Well, how did it die? Well, he was ugly as sin.
He was ugly as sin. I mean, we don't speak ill of the dead, but like, let me tell you. No, wait. You seem like you were a mortician in a place where people always say the phrase, "I'll tell you what."
But at the wedding, man, I drank more than I have in a long time.
Hurt, didn't it?
Lit.
It hurt a lot though.
You drinking beers like normal, or you drank some liquor?
Well, they started out with some bourbon, right? And I only had a couple of shots of that. Okay. And then I don't know how many Yinglings I had, and then it went from Yinglings to PBR down to Michelob Ultras, and like there's no numbers there. It was just
Ultra.
So, and I told my brother, I was like, man, isn't it so weird that like weddings start out this elegant thing and devolve into like everybody just like going off to like WAP, you know what I mean?
It's the open bar, man. It just clouds everything.
Going off to what?
To WAP. Yeah, WAP. But the thing is,
wait. Somebody was playing wet ass pussy at the wedding.
Yeah.
At the wedding again, the open bar is to blame, bro. The open bar.
Telling you, the best thing in the world, and Blue, you and I have discussed this on Facetious. The best thing in the world is inebriated and free white people on the dance floor.
Yeah.
That is the best thing ever.
It's the absolute best thing to watch, man.
Oh my God. It is amazing.
Dude, I had to tell my brother, I was like, man, you can tell our age, that everybody is over 30, that like there'll be some newer songs playing, everybody's kind of like moving around, but then when Waka Flocka Flame come on and everybody's going off, you know we're all over 30.
Man, Hard in the Paint come on at the wedding? I had a thing where I showed my daughter the Hard in the Paint video, and I showed her the Hard in the Paint, the Obama cover. Because there's a dude who was pretending to be Obama. He did like a remix of Hard in the Paint, and I was showing my daughter. My daughter was like, "What the fuck is this?" She had that look on her face, like,
Right.
"What the fuck is this, Dad?" But yeah, we had one of those. Man, my coworker tells this story about being at our boss's son's wedding.
Okay.
He's telling about like that moment of watching white people be free, right?
Right.
Then he said the craziest thing happened. He said the motherfucking Frozen song came on.
No, Let It Go.
Yeah, and all the white people were about that life. The groom, his wife, like they were full on singing with your chest, singing.
Just guttural.
With your chest, singing. I mean, for real, like full on with your chest, singing "Let It Go." The wedding, like for real. And he said it was the strangest thing he has ever seen in his life.
Well, you know what's gonna happen though. You know what's gonna happen. We're gonna start hearing.
His wife is in a country line dancing group, and he said that is the strangest thing he's ever seen. Like
Wow.
his wife, like there's a group. I've seen their Facebook page. She's the only black person in the group, and them singing Frozen at the wedding reception is the strangest thing he's ever seen.
You know what's about to happen? It's about to be supplanted by "We Don't Talk About Bruno." That's what's about to happen.
I don't watch kids stuff. So
you should watch that song though. I mean that movie. You should watch that movie.
I know people say that it's really good.
Yeah.
You know, I had a conversation the other day because somebody put on Facebook what your favorite Disney movie is, and I was just kind of like, yeah, but I ain't seen a lot of them. Like I ain't never seen a bunch of Pixar stuff either. Like I've never seen either of the Toy Stories.
Whoa, now slow down now. I've seen a ton of Toy Story. What I haven't seen, what I did start but I didn't finish was Frozen. And I also have Frozen 2 on my Disney Plus thing, man. But yeah, you definitely need to watch. What's that movie? Is it Sing? Is that the name of it? Encanto. Yeah, Sing in Spanish, basically is what it is. But yeah, man, that's a
you gotta put something on it with your hands, like Encanto.
You gotta go like that.
Yeah. See, if it was
why you get up on the tippy toes to say it though?
If it was like, I made a joke to my therapist the other day where I was talking about something, and she said something, and I started talking, and I was talking like my New York Italian, and I started doing this while I was talking, and she was like, and she bust out laughing.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing really cool, I still do my therapy every week, right?
Which is good.
And a lot of times, like a lot of people come to me for advice and all of this kind of stuff, and you know, I got a couple people that I talk to regularly that I give advice to and all of that kind of stuff. He said WALL-E is the best Pixar movie ever.
WALL-E is great. Up is quite good.
I've seen bits and pieces of Up. I have seen WALL-E. Are we putting Pixar movies and Disney movies in the same category?
I always thought that Pixar movies were Disney movies because they were like, I thought Disney owned Pixar.
Nah,
they didn't all the time. They didn't have it all the time.
Yeah, and then
it was your boys at first. What's his name? Oh boy, the dude from Apple.
Jobs.
Yeah, it was Steve Jobs at first.
So
and, you know, Disney kind of bought them out. But it was Steve Jobs at first. I don't know if all right, Disney movies for me, Mulan. Pixar movie, Incredibles, bro. What are we talking about?
I mean, Pixar got a lot to choose from, though. I got a ton of them in there on Blu-ray.
I really like Soul too. I really like Soul.
Soul was good, but if I had to, man, if we're throwing that out there,
I don't know
number
it.
one,
I haven't seen a lot of the newer ones to really make a the word like. Because I mean, I might say Wally, but then I haven't seen you know, Soul. You know what I mean.
Well,
So I don't know.
you can only go by what you've actually seen because, like I said, I've never seen a Toy Story anything. So
Right,
like,
right.
so like most people, I know a lot of people that will say Toy Story is like that means something to them because they kind of grew up with Toy Story.
it's
Like over the course of those movies, they became
What's
adults.
crazy about Toy Story though is like you look at Toy Story. If you start watching it now, you'd be like, man, it's kind of looking a little dated. But then think about it. Toy Story's in 1995. Look at the fucking like video games in 95. That's some wild shit of how
right.
crazy Toy Story looked in 1995, dude.
Right. If I had Scar like you like for Disney movies, man, to me it's a tie between man. I don't know if it's a tie between Aladdin and Little Mermaid, probably.
Nah, dog, you can't say no Little Mermaid, dog, because Little Mermaid is. But Daddy, I love him. The movie.
True. But the reason I say that is because I sang in choir when I was in high school, and our choir teacher would always play nothing but Disney movies in there. And as far as like a soundtrack, those are like the two best, and those are the reasons why they jump out to me. And then as far as a Pixar movie,
I'll make a man out of you. Come on, dog. I'll make a man out of you.
I don't know. I probably need to go and watch it again but I thought Mulan was okay, but I'll need to go watch it again. But man, as far as a Pixar movie, man, Monsters Incorporated, Monsters Inc. Yo,
You know what we should do?
That's up there for me.
Yeah.
What we should do is play Ghost of Tsushima with the Mulan soundtrack in the back.
Man, I need to get Ghost, but I'm still waiting for it to come to PC.
I mean, did you just mix up Chinese and Japanese people? Did you just mix up the Asians?
Well, no. I just said that
No.
Be
I
funny.
think you just mixed up. I think you just pulled the all
That
Asian.
is a mismatch. That is a mishmash. I hear what you're saying though.
Like I think you just pulled the all Asians are the same situation. Did you just do that?
No,
I mean, you're white. So
I just said we do the soundtrack. That's all I said.
Yeah, but like I think Mulan for me because Free Donkey, Eddie Murphy made that movie.
He did. That's
Eddie
a nice
Murphy.
older.
Eddie Murphy made that movie. I am the Great Stone Dragon. Don't even worry about it. I got it. Eddie Murphy made that movie, and that's why I've never seen the live action because ain't no Mushu in the live action, and I'm like, no. Mulan with no Mushu, like nope. Like we can't do this, bro. We can't do this. I think I've only seen one of the live action remakes. I've seen the Jungle Book. I think
the Jungle Book live action was legit. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
I never saw the Lion King joint because once you tell me that Beyonce is acting, I'm like, and look, you tell me Beyonce is acting and I can't see that ass. Like she a lion?
Mm-hmm. Then you good.
And you can't really call the Lion King a live action because it's not like they just got like regular ass tigers and shit.
But like,
lions.
You know what I'm saying? Like the
Did you mix up your big cat animals now? Now you mixing up cultures. Now you mixing up the big cat animals. Come on, son.
You out there, dog. I just want to say that. That's
just wanted to let you know. I want to feel you
out
in
there right now, but you're a white man, so you can be out there. So, all right. So before we start talking about what we into, I think we should do what everybody else is doing, and we need to talk about the slap.
Okay. Couldn't have been me.
Everybody talking about the slap. Everybody talking about the slap, so I think we got to talk about the slap. As somebody, all right, I'll let Chase go first. I think it's only right.
Good idea. Get a varying perspective.
Well,
Scott said Chase is being problematic. What do you think about the slap, bro?
well, I was like in a position to where I got in a little argument, but like the because to me, obviously, you know, I'm obviously on Chris's side, right? Like Will shouldn't have did the shit. But then when I'm really thinking about it, you know what I mean? If something like that was like, if some, because I'm the type of person too, like well, at least in my younger years, that if someone was like, talking shit about my wife or whatever, I would know what that feels like and want to fucking hit a motherfucker. You know what I mean? But maybe not in my later years. But I think that there was some things going on to where, it's more of a on Jada than it was Will anyway. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. But
hey, look, you see. I shared a post on Facebook that basically says that this is partially on her, and I got called toxic nigga. Like, for real. I got called a toxic nigga because I shared something that says, yo, you gotta put some of this on her.
but because
I'll say my piece after.
Well, didn't the thing to where he was like laughing at the joke until he saw Jada looking at it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. What do you think, Blue?
Again, I applaud Chris's restraint because, we were talking in the chat and Knox had thought that maybe it was staged, but I said, no, man, if you slow it down and look at it, he braced himself, he grimaced a little bit and his fist was balled up, but he didn't follow through with it. And I'm like, if that's staged, bro, you ain't gonna have that reaction. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. But and like plus, Shannon Sharp said, couldn't have been me. He a bigger man than me. There ain't a road high enough for me to take that one. He said, I would have whooped Will's ass. I would have came up out of that Prada or whatever, that Tom Ford, whatever that suit was. I don't care nothing about no Tom Ford. Yeah, that's how I am. You talk about me all day. We crack jokes, but you lay your hands on me, then I got the right to lay my hands on your back, and I'm probably gonna hurt you before you hurt me.
Because everybody said that like they knew shit was real once Chris started cussing, but then I didn't even know it was real at that point because I'm used to Chris cussing. Then I was like, oh yeah, it's the Oscars. Like so, yeah, he wouldn't just like say like Will Smith just
you muted.
Oh, he did cuss when he said Will Smith slapped the shit
out of him. Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I look at it like this. We have been giving Will the blues for years, and it's all really revolved around her. And like things that she said, and like Will wrote his autobiography, and he also narrated the audiobook himself. And then I heard him on a recent Questlove Supreme, and he kind of basically let it be known that he is not as confident of a man that we thought he was. Like he, to him in his house, he has always had to live up to the ghost of Tupac. Because his wife and Tupac were good friends. Everyone said that they didn't have a physical relationship. Everyone said that they didn't have a physical relationship, but she loved everything. She loved everything about that dude. She met him in high school. So they knew each other. It wasn't like this is
right.
So like as far as we understand, like that dude was her ideal man. But then she ended up with Will Smith, the ideal nice guy. You know what I mean? Because Will has been a nice guy, but like I said, on Questlove Supreme, he basically insinuated that he is not as he internally he is not as confident of a man as we thought. like he is one hell of an actor, music artist. Like what he seemed to raise some slightly odd but good children. You know what I mean? He's done this, and he's done this all in the public eye since he was a teenager. But like there's things about him internally that were not all was right in his spirit.
Mm.
And like what he said was, what he was saying was he's like, and he also said this on the he also said it when he did an interview on the Breakfast Club, about like having to live up to the ghost of Tupac has been a problem for him this whole time. Like that's a big deal for him. So like, and then the fact that like he has to live with that. Then he had to go through the rigmarole with her in the August Alsina situation, and the entanglement, and all of this other stuff. And then later on she was talking about basically like sex, like when you're married, like you only having sex with one person, like it can kind of get boring. Which like we've all been there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, once you've been with one woman for all this time, like we know how this is going to go. Most cases,
True,
you know
true.
exactly how this is
That's
going
what
to
you
go.
sign up for when you get
Yeah,
married. Like that's what you
yeah,
sign up for.
but she said that, and she basically said that like his I mean, people interpreted it as his stroke game is trash. That's probably why she was with August Alsina. And like so, like we've been giving this dude the blues for years, and he was liable to go off about
I understand
something.
that. I understand
And
that.
and I think going back to Chase's point, I think part of that is on him. Now, what happened that day is not on her. She also had the opportunity to look out for her man. No, when she saw him, when she saw him get up, she had the opportunity to grab his arm, like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Well, he leaned over to her as well. Like
Yeah, yeah,
I can't remember, and I remember the video, but I think his mouth kind of went out of frame. But I thought I saw like his jaw moving. I thought I'm gonna slap shit
I,
out of this dude.
he, yeah,
Like,
she had the opportunity to stop him from
mhm.
making a fool out of himself. And the post that I shared was, it was like, yo, she had the opportunity to grab his arm and calm him down. That's his wife, and she was in the perfect position to protect him the way that she hasn't protected him this whole time with
Mhm.
all of this stuff. With all of this stuff about how he feels about himself when compared to Tupac, how he felt about the August Alsina situation where they ended up on the Red Table Talk, and she had to explain to him about everything.
Right.
Now, personally, I think the Red Table Talk shit was staged. Like it's two people who are actors. Like I'm
Mhm.
not I'm not saying she's like the best actress ever, but she's
Mhm.
still an actress,
Right.
and like the two of them had to do a Red Table Talk to try to make people to do something to, because most people didn't understand that they like what people have been saying for years, they have an open relationship, but the layman doesn't understand an open relationship.
Mhm.
So
Right.
like, so all of this stuff comes up, so they have to put on a show for people. um and but like because of all of this, we've been giving him the blues.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. I think it's justified though, because if you don't want people to talk about you, what you're doing in your home, don't broadcast it. It's a simple equation, man.
She is the one that keeps broadcasting this shit.
Then,
Like,
then, then again, him and her need to sit down and come to a very clear understanding of what we gonna do and what we not gonna do. Right? What we not gonna do. I got a song by Andy Mineo. I think that's that, man, and that's what it is. What we not gonna do, and
yeah,
that
so
is. That's it.
so I think Will Smith was liable to go off. Did he overreact in this situation? Absolutely. 100%. He overreacted in this situation. Um and I'm sorry, but like the idea of him slapping somebody. Now, there's been a couple of people who said it's fake, and there's one lady commented on somebody's Instagram post. She said her her husband does security in the building, and they got word at 4 o'clock that there was going to be some sort of an incident that they were supposed to let go. Like this was planned. I don't know how much I read, and I don't know how much I feel that. And I think the biggest problem that we as a society has had with this is like people are just overreacting. Like people like these famous people who were there were just like, oh, it was, this is like, I'm still shook up because of this and all of this other stuff, and like acting like it's like the worst thing that ever happened at the Oscars.
Well, some people are like acting like all this violence. Like he didn't go up there and shoot Chris.
Yeah, like, and he didn't pummel the dude. He slapped him and walked away. You know what I mean?
But he did. I mean, he did. He came from about South Carolina and went all the way to Minnesota.
Yeah,
I mean, he wound up for a minute.
Yeah, it was a slap, and like I think the biggest problem is like his reputation as like the ultimate good guy. Because I had Rachel, a friend of the show, she was saying on Facebook like, yo, like we are really talking about these two black men like they did the worst thing ever, and I'm like, no, it's Will's stature is why we're talking about this.
Yeah,
why we're talking about this, because I said if that was Keanu Reeves and Ricky Gervais. Keanu Reeves walked up on that stage and slapped Ricky Gervais across his mouth, it would be the exact same because of what we know Keanu Reeves to be.
Well, I mean? So I don't necessarily. I think it's simply because of the venue. I think it's simply because of the venue and the level of expectations that are tightly associated with the venue, with the associated prestige and the connotations that it all brings. I think we're specifically talking about the Oscars. We're talking about the creme de la creme event for that entire industry. And I think that it's more of a venue related thing. But please continue.
You think that it wouldn't have been as big of a deal if it was like at a anniversary of Def Comedy Jam or something like that?
I think if it would have been something different, if it would not have been,
this is not out of place at the Source Awards. But bruh, let me tell you, if you listen to the Drink Champs with Ghostface and Raekwon, where they were talking about being at that Source Awards where Suge Knight said, all up in the videos, dancing, like how they felt at that point. Like they weren't even involved, but they felt the need, like they were gonna have to defend New York that night. And like, like they were, I mean, this is real deal. Like they 100% was ready to go. And like they had people with them with the tools on them that night. It might have been a real problem that night. But like, so this is not out of place at a place like the Source Awards. But I think, I don't like if this was someone who had less of a reputation as a good guy, you know what I mean? Like if Ezra Miller did this, because Ezra Miller got some issues right now, and like Flash movie is on hold again. Like if Ezra Miller did this, then we're like, okay, bro, wildin'. But like we expected at that point because your boy's been wildin' lately. But I think it's Will Smith's stature of like being like the ultimate good guy. I mean, the man don't cuss in his songs. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like he has been the ultimate good guy. He has been the ultimate like baby face, of everything. And has Will ever played a bad guy?
Yeah, Gemini Man.
Wait, does that count?
It does. It does.
Because he was playing an assassin with a heart of gold. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? He was playing the assassin with a heart of gold, and the clone with a heart of gold too. Like, that didn't understand the situation that he was in. Once he realized that he was trying to kill an older version of himself. Like, what? I mean, that's spoilers, but like, come on, man, you should have seen Gemini Man by now.
Yeah, by now.
Shit's on Hulu. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
bro, you know what I mean?
Go
Like,
watch
it's out there. So like, I don't know if we've never had like a Will Smith training day type situation.
And I'll say this though, Mike. I don't disagree. I mean, but I think his stature is less of it, and I think a lot of the feedback that I'm hearing, a lot of the pushback is it safe for comedians now to give a joke like you? Now, I mean, that dude just walked up on stage.
It's always been possible. But like with comedians, someone is typically going to heckle you as opposed to anything else. And let's be honest, like walking up that stage has always been an option.
It has, but especially since they don't really have like any security visible down front. Like they have them, but they're kind of off to the side and stuff. But I think the thing is, man, again, I think that
they didn't expect it.
It was. They didn't expect it. They didn't expect it at this event. They didn't expect that to happen at this event. And now, like entertainers and performers on stage, man, now they're gonna have to really either temper their words, or now they're gonna have to. I mean, I don't want comedians standing up there with a piece on them. You know what I'm saying?
You've always had this. This has always been available. There's always been like you know, this has always been a thing that could happen. That's why you need to be careful when, like, you know, early DL Hughley, when he used to like riff off of the crowd and stuff like that and talk shit about people. This has always been a thing. This could happen. Like, you know, freedom of speech, where people always go to freedom of speech, even though freedom of speech is like you have the freedom to speak against the government. I don't know why people think that it applies for everything.
Yeah. Freedom to weigh your opinion on everything, everywhere.
Yeah, freedom of speech means that you can say what you want to about the government.
Yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to speak on. It's because like some of this, I'm like, there's so much comfort that people have got into with the internet that they feel that they can say whatever they want and someone's not going to slap the teeth out of their mouth.
This is what I was saying. We've been giving Will the blues. If we've been talking so much shit about Will and his entanglements and all of this other stuff, like this has been a thing for years. We have been giving this dude the absolute blues, and at some point he was gonna feel the need to retaliate. And when he felt the need to retaliate, somebody better watch out, because it's gonna be a problem for somebody. And that's basically what happened. Like I'm not saying that he was justified, but it's just like, you know, there's only so many times that you can poke somebody.
I'll say this,
or you can poke somebody, or you can poke his people, because like Chris Rock has done this several times before.
Yeah, I mean that's what comedians do. But again, you know, I think it's this, and I think to the point that we were making earlier, you know, freedom of speech does not equal freedom from consequence. You can say what you want to, but it might come back on you. So people need to understand that.
And that's the thing, when people speak about like cancel culture and stuff like that, there's no such thing as cancel culture. This is consequence culture. Like you now can be called to the carpet for the things that you do and the things that you say. Like,
yeah, and in a way that is completely debilitating to you and your family. And people don't care. People don't care. So, sorry, I keep looking to my left, guys. You're right. It's because the national championship game is on, and I got it over here on the other screen. And
man, listen. Let me tell you something. Hubert Davis should fucking retire right now.
You say you can't do no better?
There will never be a better time than right now. Like you beat him in his last game at home.
Yeah,
Coach K. You beat Coach K at his last game at home. You beat him on his to get him out of the fucking tournament in the Final Four. That rivalry supersedes that championship.
I don't know. I think North Carolina would
rather
have they rather have the banner.
No. They beat Coach K for his last home game and kicked his ass
and his last game
and kicked him out of the fucking tournament for his last ever game. There is never, because that rivalry is fucking it's cats and dogs. Like you know what I mean? Like it's real out here. And it's like there will never be a time better than this. Hubert Davis should just fucking retire right now. It will never be a better time than right now.
You got to look at it like he's already going to go down in UNC history as the coach that did that in his first year. And then now I think he's just going to spend the rest of his career trying to top that. I think that's all he's going to do.
But there's no topping that. There's no topping beating Coach K at home.
I'm telling you, getting the championship is topping that. I'm telling you, man, getting the chip and going down in history, that's topping that for sure.
I can tell you, I know quite a few people that live in the Carolinas.
Yeah.
There's nothing topping this
for
Carolina fans. For Carolina fans. Mm-hmm. For Carolina fans, like the homegrown North Carolina and Duke fans, there is nothing more meaningful than this. Like there's nothing more meaningful than this. If he wins the chip, he wins the chip. But like beating Coach K and sending his ass home, beating him at his last home game and sending his ass home from the tournament, like there is nothing better than this.
I don't know, man. Like I said, you're right. I guess that statement is relative to the perspective of a different audience, right? So to the fans, I probably agree. To Hubert Davis and to the players, nope. They want that chip, B. They want that chip. That was a nice icing on top with some sprinkles and everything. But what they want is that chip. They want that ring.
Nah, you know what that was? That wasn't some sprinkles on top. That was like somebody put the strawberries with the liquor inside of the little test tube. You know what I mean? That was that on top.
With that strawberry puree? That strawberry puree on?
No. It's like the actual whole strawberries. And you ever seen the people that make like chocolate covered strawberries and they got that little test tube? They put some liquor in it, put some Ciroc or something in there, and they stick it in the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that the strawberries get liquored up.
Yeah, and fruit retains all the alcohol. Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's what that is. That's what that is for them. Chase doesn't care about sports.
And that's okay. That's okay. I'm just saying, Mike and I do.
And you're right in the place for this to be happening right now.
Right. Yeah. You right in the bed of it, man. It's 11-9 right now, too, man. I mean, it's good.
Chase probably care about NC State.
Bogus.
Who's always the redheaded stepchild in the state. When it comes to basketball.
Is that the Wolfpack? I don't know who that is. I don't know what that is.
Is it Wolfpack? I think it's Wolfpack.
Maybe.
So yeah, I hope they win it just for that. And shout out to Bomani Jones and shout out to Rod from the Black Guy Who Tips, who is a writer on his HBO show. For their first episode, Rod for the first Game Theory, they did a skit that Rod co-wrote where they did like the Duke Museum.
Oh yeah. I haven't.
Rod co-wrote that, and let me tell you, the newest episode of Game Theory, right before Bomani actually speaks, the camera goes over a couple of members of the audience. Mm-hmm. One of them is Rod from the Black Guy Who Tips with his North Carolina hat on backwards so you can see the symbol, and it goes right over him. And before Bomani even speaks, that's Rod with the North Carolina hat on backwards, and it goes right over him to start.
And for people that don't know, Bo got his master's degree in I think it's in economics from UNC.
Yes, absolutely. He said it's like I say it's like 2013 when Auburn played Florida State for the BCS. No one remembers that. It's all about the kick six versus Alabama that year. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all about beating Alabama in that game, that last second win over Alabama that people remember. They don't remember that they actually played for the championship. No one fucking cares. Like, they beat Alabama.
Right.
It be Alabama, and that's when the whole shit about the dude poisoning the trees and all of that kind of shit happened. Did that dude ever get arrested?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, because that dude was fucking insane. He named his kids, his sons were named after Bear Bryant, and one of his sons was named Crimson.
Wow.
He said he wanted to name his daughter Alabama. Like, you know what I mean? Like, wow. And then, like, you know, so, and he said that they put, so do you know this story?
No.
Okay, so this dude, this was during that year that Cam Newton beat Alabama or whatever like that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Apparently, as a prank, someone put a Cam Newton jersey on the Bear Bryant statue.
Oh, okay.
It set this dude on fire.
Wow.
So, and like when they win, when Auburn wins, they TP'd like these really like 100-something-year-old trees or whatever like that.
Wow.
So this dude got pissed off about them putting a Cam Newton jersey on the Bear Bryant statue, and he decided to find some tree poison.
Ooh.
Scott said he went to prison because I know Scott's an Auburn fan.
Okay.
He found some tree poison.
Ooh.
And poisoned these 100-something-year-old trees.
Can't do that.
And then called Feinbaum and told them
that he did it. No,
yeah.
B.
Yeah, he poisoned those trees. He poured some poison into the roots of those trees because they put a Cam Newton jersey on a Bear Bryant statue.
That reminds me of just like the kind of like stupid excuses, man. Because dude, what's his fucking name? He was an actor, but anyway, dude was arrested for killing his wife, right? And his excuse for that, the reason that he didn't do it, is because that he couldn't have did it because he was on his way back into the restaurant to get his gun to kill his wife. So he wasn't the one that actually did it. It was Robert Blake. He's like, I couldn't have did it. I was in there trying to get my gun, and then somebody else did it. But I was going to do it, but they just got to her first.
I will say this. Oh yeah, I remember his trial. I didn't know him really. I didn't really know him really, but I remember that trial. I will say this. This actually happened in real life. My dad actually said that he was getting hit in the head with the child support and all that kind of stuff, and my mom got shot, killed. My dad sat in my grandma, her mom's living room, and said that he thought about doing it himself.
Wow.
Yeah. He said that.
Man, how'd he get out of there without getting cut?
I think he had to put something down. He had to put a deposit down.
Okay.
I think he had to put down a deposit. I don't know exactly how that went. I heard that there was some sort of a deposit because remember I was a young man at the time. But I was there when that happened, and I was there when everybody was like, "Did this dude just say this?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
wow.
Yeah, that happened. That absolutely happened. My dad is like one of those people that he has no filter. I mean, you wonder
I
where I
mean,
get it from.
clearly. I mean, I know where you got it from.
Our 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 birthdays are 2 days apart. His birthday is 2 days after mine. So so you know,
Wow.
um, but yeah, that actually happened, and I'm like, yo. Uh, years later, once I understood what happened that day, I was like, "How the fuck did he make it out of here?"
Alive, man. Like for real. Like how you get out of there unscathed, B? Like that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Because my grandfather was a loving man, but he was also in the military and had straps galore.
yeah.
So
My dad was a former Marine. I don't know if he had any straps at the house. He never I never seen any.
yeah,
But I mean, he was a Marine.
right,
So,
right.
but like you know, what I mean, that's crazy. All right, let's get into the shits, yo. All right, so when it comes to video games, I am only played the same two games
Two
in the
games, huh?
past. The past like month or so. I've only played the same two games. In fact, one of them I actually went back to, and then like me a friend of mine, the guy my friend Todd, who we played the Division together all the time. We were talking about like other games or whatever like that, and I told him because he was saying that it's been a while since he played a 2K NBA 2K game, and I was like, yo, you should try live. Like I said, live is just fun. You know what I mean? Just and I'm just like, yo, download live. You got Game Pass. Like it's on Game Pass. Just download live, and and like you'll have some fun. And he did that shit, and it was just as fun as I thought as he thought it was gonna be. Him and I started playing that more than we started playing the Division, because like we're to a point in the Division where you can't really do a whole lot. Like I mean, we're just waiting for different weeks to happen so we can continue the manhunt, that type of stuff. But like there's other stuff in between the manhunts. But so like we started playing that, and we was playing like every night over, and like, and then we do like we went out in the wild and played against people maybe once or twice. But most of the time we play the events, because if you win in the events, it kind of have like a loot box type system where they give you
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a whole lot of playing the events, and then Scott joined in. And for the past like week or so, because Scott said he has some vacation time. So like Scott has been playing with us. Like if Scott started, like he re-downloaded the game. Like he had a character that he made years ago that he never really did anything with, and then like he started playing with us and started getting all this new stuff and gaining levels, and like what I mean. My man started trying to be dripped out. Like I mean,
Right.
other than the fact that he bought a whole bunch of Detroit gear.
Well, I mean, listen.
I mean,
Like you like,
they all can't be great. But he bought a whole bunch of like Detroit gear and stuff like that. But like, so we've been out there like pretty almost every night,
wow.
just playing, just balling, and like playing the events and just having ourselves a good old fucking time. Like this shit it's been like because I always liked the game. I played quite a bit of it because I have a level 100 character, and once you have a level 100 character, then you can make characters that start at 50, but then you can glitch it and
Okay.
get and you can glitch it and get another 50, but don't tell nobody. Um, yeah,
As he said
it's
on the
it's
podcast.
it's no, because the glitch is still there. They never
Right.
patched out the glitch. So
Right.
like, and they don't do anything with the game anymore. Like the servers are still on or whatever, and like they just kind of took all of the events, the live events where you can win all of this stuff, and it's on like an indefinite timer type thing. So it's like it's on like this thing runs out in like 1,000 and so days. Like, you know what I mean? So like it's on like an indefinite timer. So like you can still go in there and grind and get clothes and shoes and all this other stuff, and then you win all of these points that you use to level up your character and or buy stuff for yourself.
Yeah.
And then like we got into like even the court battles, which is basically like a like a Clash of Clans type thing.
No, okay.
Where you design as a part of like the intro of the game, you design your own court, right?
Yes.
You design your own court, and then out of the characters that you unlock, out of the basketball players that you unlock, you put a set of players there as a defense. And like you can unlock different rules and stuff like that, and basically someone can attack you when you're not around. Take your
wow. It reminds me a lot like the bases in Metal Gear Solid 2 as well. Metal Gear 5, Solid 5, yeah.
So you pick your team, you leave them there, and someone can go attack you. And we started doing that to each other. I started going and finding other people on my friends list. I don't really go in the wild, but I go attack people on my friends list all the time because most of them ain't playing the game no more. So like, fuck it, I'm gonna get that court.
You getting that court? You getting that court?
I'm getting that court, dog.
So you claim that court? You just gonna start playing on like a show court?
It's my court now. But when you take over a court, it only lasts like 48 hours or whatever, like that, something like that. And then like the more that you have, like if you have two, including your own, like you have your own, someone can take yours from you, and then you get another one. And then so like you get an item, and then like if you're holding 5, you get like another item, a higher item and stuff like that. So that's been like super fun. And I tell people all the time, I've been trying to convince Chase to play live this whole time. I know Chase probably don't give a fuck about basketball, but it's just a fun ass game.
Yeah.
I like basketball video games, at least I did in the past, Like I was trying to figure out which one me and my brother played all the time. I know it wasn't NBA Jam. That was too early. It was something on the PS2 because we were playing that and Gran Turismo 2 like all summer. It was like those two.
I mean, live was kind of it back in those days. Before 2K, because remember 2K 2K started as a Dreamcast only joint, right?
Yep, yeah, it did.
But it's getting me access to the Xbox, which is the main thing.
I hear you.
Yeah,
that's why you go. That's why you get those taxes. You go and get you another Xbox.
Or if you're trying to access it on Game Pass, just get your Game Pass Ultimate or whatever, and then you can play it on PC.
I don't think Live is on PC, is it?
Yeah, because I have Live 18 on PC, and I was looking for Live 19. Because that's the one you playing, right, Scar?
19.
Live 19, but I have Live 18 on PC.
I would be willing. I would be willing to go play 18 if you can still play 18. I would be willing to go back and play 18.
Yeah, I can still play it. I got it. I mean,
I remember liking 18, and even though I have a Series S, I have a external hard drive, and like if it's not SX enhanced. Sounds really dirty.
Yeah.
If it's not Series X or Series S enhanced, you can run it off of the hard drive. The external. You don't have to like it. Anything that's enhanced, you have to run it off of the actual internal drive, but temporarily you can move it to the external, and then like you can shuffle some things around and you can move it back to the internal when you need it.
Right. No, man, I do still have Live, NBA Live 28. I have 2019, the one audition. I had it on PS4, but though I do have Live 18.
But I have a PS4 also, but I don't have PlayStation Plus. And you know what? PlayStation Plus announced their
subscription package.
Game Pass like service, and I know there's been a lot of fanboys going back and forth. I'm like, good for you. I feel like that's sincere from me. Good for you. Y'all got something that y'all can play your games, play some old stuff, and like be a part of your subscription. I think that's dope. Congratulations, PlayStation fans. A lot of people are talking about it's not as good as Game Pass. Who cares? They get to play games. They get to play more games, and that's the part about this that we should all care about. They get to play games, and it's a proper subscription service, and they get to enjoy themselves. So I don't get the back and forth, because there's been a lot of back and forth about like
I don't understand it because for one, like I was completely, I can almost understand the like wanting to fight over your plastic box, but even that you're fighting over a plastic box made by a corporation. This you're fighting over who has the better service. It's like, man, fuck you and your Verizon. I got Spectrum, motherfucker. I mean, it's so stupid.
No, it's bad. I've seen an argument that went like they were calling each other everything over the fact that the PlayStation doesn't have day one releases like.
Well, it's not supposed to. I mean, it's cheaper, like just for a reason.
But here's the thing. MLB The Show is day one on Game Pass. So they like, we got your shit as day one, and you ain't got your shit as day one. You know what I mean? But I think all of this is stupid. Like, I think all of this is stupid. Like, play some, shout out to PSVR. Play some fucking video games. Like, just play some video games.
PSVR.
I mean, that's the name of the show.
Yeah.
It's the only
PSVG.
Yeah, that's that. I said, yeah, I'm tripping. VR, like because
VR, the hour, yeah.
But you know what I mean. The only gaming podcast I actually listen to.
I hadn't listened in a while. I need to get back to it, man. Is Elaine back yet?
No, I mean it's a fun podcast because it's a gaming podcast, but they wowed out a lot, and that's what makes it fun. So
yeah, and like them doing what they can to make Delvin upset about something is like the best thing. Like seeing Delvin go off about something because they start fucking with him is like the best thing ever. Shout out to Delvin. Delvin was also on the show with Chalfie.
Yeah,
nice.
That's been a minute too, man. It's just time's been going by fast, man. Especially since all this pandemic shit. It's like God.
It's slowing down at my job, man. I'm getting ready to start going back into the building.
I've never left the building, so like ain't nothing changed for me. And like shit's been real crazy around here. Like Chase wants to quit and everything. Like it's fucked up.
I don't want to quit. I was trying to say, if you were wanting to, I don't want to quit the podcast. And if the podcast was ending, I wanted us to plan it and make it like a celebration. But if it wasn't, I'm not trying to quit, man.
He wants to quit. Don't let him lie to you. You know that conversation that like like when
how is somebody just wanting to quit?
Your kid comes up, when your kid comes up to you and be like, I mean, if you want to quit, Dad, like you know what I mean, I'm okay. Like if we can quit,
I won't be mad. I won't be mad.
We got to check off these boxes, but we can quit if you want to quit. I mean, do you want to quit? Like,
just throwing it out there, like
that's basically what Chase did to me. Like, do you want to quit?
Okay. How does somebody want to quit when I'm over here making animated ads for Spring Break Fling or whatever the fuck you want to call it? I had to come up with a name because nobody wanted to say like April shower us with like praise, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You go April showers and people gonna start thinking golden showers, and that's
right. Exactly. That's a bad thing. I recommend it. You feel April, right? Because that's what it is. The guests fill in April. That's what I recommend. But Scar's like, nah.
We good. Spring Fling it is. All right. So who's going next? Blue, what you been playing? I mean, I know what you've been playing. I know what
Right.
you've been playing because we talk every week. But they
Right.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what I've been playing. So what I've been playing, I went back into, since everybody was hyping up this Elden Ring thing, I went back to Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Oh,
And
you went back to Sekiro while we were talking about the shit, right?
yeah, I went back. Well, not you think of Control, but yeah, I went back to Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and I was like, you know what? I am going to play it again. I'm gonna give it another shot. Finally got past Madam Butterfly, who was a side boss, by the way.
Man, listen. Let me tell you about Madam Butterfly.
Yeah.
This man was getting that work the whole time we was on for a game night.
Man.
Me and my homeboy was playing basketball. He was playing this and kept talking about she changed forms and she like trying over and over again. My man said he was out there for hours trying to beat this one side boss.
Side boss, B. Side boss.
For side boss.
Side boss. I spent 9 in-game hours fighting her. 9 in-game hours. Finally beat her. I finally took my time to actually memorize her patterns. Got it down, moved on, made a long way in the game. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to take a break because I can only take so much souls at once, right? And so then with all of the hubbub about Gran Turismo 7 coming out, right? And that'll be like the best racing game ever. I was like, I bought Forza Horizon 7, Forza Motorsport 7. Never actually had a chance to play it. So I sat down and I played that game. Oh, that game right there, man. That game is so good. Oh my goodness. Controls well. You can race on the historic courses, man, that go all the way back to like Motorsport 1 and 2, man. Great game. So huge fan of that. And I think I bought it for like $17. Got the whole edition. I started the game because I had all these old Forza games, and I bought like the VIP edition. I started the game with like 60 cars and 15 million credits. It was nuts, man. So I started off with this huge heap of stuff, and then I had bonuses, and so my race rewards was like 2x, 2 times the XP for like the first 10 races. I was like, man, this is what's up. So really enjoyed that. Then I went on and I was like, man, these are fine, but I just need to beat people down. So then I got into some platformers that are heavy in action.
Before you move on, let me tell you something about racing. So I was talking to my coworker. She used to be a NASCAR fan. She's not a NASCAR fan anymore. And the subject came up because there's somebody that keeps having cars that are decked out in HBCUs.
Oh, really?
And there was a race here in Richmond last weekend.
Nice.
I used to live right by the racetrack, so I'm a little bit away from it now, but I'm not very far away.
Right.
But then we started talking, and I started saying like I've never been into racing or whatever like that, but I have played some video games. And then we had a conversation about the Nürburgring.
The Nürburgring, yeah, man. That's it.
I'm like, if you got to do that whole thing, that's like 20 minutes for a lap.
Yeah, man, that thing is long, son. And it got some of the worst corners on it ever, man. Like sharp L's.
Ever.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with my coworkers. Now she's in her 60s, so it's just a little, but she plays a little bit of PlayStation. She loves the God of War, the old God of War series.
Okay, it's a good series to like.
So she plays those, but yeah, man, and she even had PlayStation Now, just to play. Just to play those old games when she got a PlayStation 4. So, but yeah, we had the conversation about racing games and that damn ring, and I'm like, I don't want to go back to that place ever again.
Man, it's so good. It's so good. That game is good.
Go ahead, platformers. You got it.
Yeah, so my platformers that I was trying to get on, man, was there were 2 of them. They're small, like indie. One of them was a small indie developed game, man. It's called The Vagrant. And it's nice, man. It's just action combat. You can break out some combos. You can upgrade. It's pretty cool, man. I stopped on it a while back just because I was in such a big area and I was kind of lost. It has the same like Metroid map, but I got past where I was stuck at, and I moved along a little further. Man, that's a good game. It's a really good game, and so I'm having. And then another game I picked up. GOG had a really good sale. GOG Good Old Games has had a really good sale here for like the past week and a half, maybe like 10 days or whatever. Man, it's been really good. So I picked up Ease, which looks like Wise, right? YS, Memories of Cell Setup. I picked that up, and man, that's also really good. So that's one of those not very pretty games, but the combat on them, man, you run around and you see enemies on the field, and it's just action combat, man. That's it.
Is the dude in charge of Ubisoft? Is his name spelled the same way?
Yeah, well, his is YVES. It's actually pronounced Eves, right? But you can pronounce Wise Eves as well. So yeah, but
yeah, I'm a stupid American, so his name is Eves Guillermo.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Guillermo, but yeah.
No, because I know that part about Spanish culture. I know.
Right.
He's not Spanish, but nigga, I know that.
Right. But so Ease Guillermo,
and your dog is named after Ubisoft.
It is. My dog's name is Ubisoft, but we call him Ubi for short. So that's my dude. But yeah, so anyway, Ease is really great. It's a fun game. They've always been about combat. Story's really pretty good. Started off pretty good, and I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. So man, those have pretty much been the 4 things that I've been playing, man. So I just been racing and doing a whole lot of combat, basically. So
nice. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a while since we talked, so I mean, I actually have played a few different things. So, I mean, I'm pretty much done with Mass Effect 2. There's a couple of things I want to wrap up before I, get into the end game. But I decided, I was like, I'm playing Mass Effect, and I kind of want to do like a kind of more open world-ish. So I actually booted up fucking Skyrim, man, and like. I booted up the regular version because that's where my save was from back in the day. And then I was like in this cave with these orbs, and I picked one of them up and the other one up, and the place floods. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck. I mean, I don't want to get rid of the save. It's like 58 hours. But I have no idea what I'm doing right now. So
in that game, 58 hours, you barely done anything.
Yeah, you barely touched the service, dog.
Right, but still, the I booted up the Legendary Edition, and the reason that came free when they brought it out on PC, because if you own Skyrim, you got the Legendary Edition for free. But there's a way to like bring your save over. I just never did it, so I booted up, and it does look fairly gorgeous on PC. The Legendary Edition does, and played that for a while, and then I was like, man. This makes me kind of want to like play something I haven't played before. So then I booted up Metro 2033 because I kind of wanted to play the new one because I've heard the new one looks really, really good. But I am a person that I'm not just going to start with the fucking third one. I know people out there will do that shit. I don't. I just can't. But
that first one is hard, son. That first one is.
Was it Jeff Kanata that was having the issues where he ran into a glitch where his mask never cleared back up?
Yeah,
because the damage that you take like messes up your mask.
Right.
And he ran into some sort of glitch to whereas like even though he healed himself, his mask never fixed itself, so it was hard for him to see what the fuck he was doing. So he had to stop playing a while ago.
Right.
I remember that.
Yeah. I think. On the retro, Redux or Redux, or however you want to say it, but they make it to where there's survivor mode or survival mode, and then there's like regular mode, and I think the regular mode it takes a lot of that kind of survival stuff out that was in the original version, so that
made it hard.
You can play it like a regular shooter. I mean, it's still not like an easy game, but it's not like. You're not playing a survival game, but yeah, that was cool. And even that game looked really fucking good. I thought, I do think that games, if you can keep them in a like a tunnel like that where you can really be really specific on lighting and stuff. You can make things look really, really nice. But and with Joe Fungal from Gamer Husbands, which is kind of weird that most people in the Gamer Husbands aren't husbands. But the
they used to be.
Well, like
at one point.
AZ Rock Slide's on there, so you know what I mean. So, but yeah,
that showed a long ass time.
But yeah, I played some.
We met some of the original crew when we were at PAX.
We did. Yep, Sam and them sure did.
So yeah, I think they mostly just go by GHR versus Gamer Husbands Radio, just the initials. but yeah, I played some Strange Brigade with him, and that was really fun. I kind of dismissed that game, and then so I got it in a Humble Bundle, and then that game is really pretty, and I never see it on like list of very pretty games or like graphical showpieces.
Do I have that? I think I might have.
It really pops, man. Especially that it's not really that hard on your GPU. So it was like 1440p running like 180 frames per second. You know what I mean? Nice. So it was like super smooth and just like fun co-op gameplay. We had a lot of fun with that. And with my kids, I played Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, which is basically Smash Brothers but with Nickelodeon characters. And
that's a newer game, right?
We had a lot of fun with that. So I was definitely a cat dog man. Cat dog throws down, man.
It's crazy.
But and also I've been getting back into Destiny because I mean that new expansion's just great and fucking beautiful. Like I had to go back to Nessus, like one of the older planets, and realize there might be a reason that they're getting rid of some of the older planets. Because I was like, man, this don't look as good. And then I go to the new stuff, and there's like all this lighting and stuff because it's like different engines, like in the same game. You know what I mean? So they may bring back those older planets once they update them to the new engine, maybe. But yeah, man, this new area is fucking jaw-droppingly good looking. It looks very swampy. Think Red Dead Redemption in like the swamp area where all those the god rays are coming through the green trees and stuff like that. That's kind of how it looks. It's nice looking. But that's pretty much been it for me. Oh, Shredders. I played some Shredders, which is kind of a snowboarding game, indie game on Game Pass. Pretty fun, man.
Sure. By the way, if anyone's interested, North Carolina is kicking the snot out of Kansas, 38-22.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much been me, man. Oh, and been watching Buffy.
Oh, was I supposed to throw in what I've been watching there, or just
no? We ain't do watching yet.
Okay.
I got two things before we move on to what we've been watching. Two things. One, Robert Blake. I remember him because people kept doing these videos because apparently he played a character named Beretta, and people kept saying that nigga Beretta did that shit. I remember that because I don't know anything about Beretta, but like they kept saying that he did that shit. And here's the thing. Me and Beretta share a birthday. Born on the same day I was born. But I mean 1933. But still.
Right.
We have the same birthday. So that nigga Beretta did that shit and we have the same birthday. And two, I did play something else. I tried my hand at playing City Skylines on the console, and I realized that the console may not be the move for City Skylines. I know I've played on the console in the past, and I watch a whole lot of people play City Skylines. I do have it on PC, but like I generally don't play a whole lot on my PC because my PC is in my bedroom and I don't want to sit here in my bedroom playing fucking video games. You know, I got a big fucking TV downstairs. Why would I come all the way up here to play this on this 22-inch widescreen monitor? But yeah, I tried it and Man, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's like I can't tell you. From what I see people do, and mostly they're playing on PC, and me trying to play on the Xbox because it's on Game Pass. So if you got Game Pass, you can play it. Yeah, but yeah, dog. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that one off. Just maybe a day where I'm just kind of sitting there not really doing anything, and I have the patience for it because it's a lot harder to do pretty much everything.
Really?
And, yeah, and then the fact that my my Series S controller has horrible stick drift, so I have to use my Xbox One controller on my Series S because my right stick, it just like as soon as I let it go, it's like I'm pushing the stick up.
I've been disappointed with the Series X controller myself as well.
My stick drift is the worst.
I've been hella disappointed with Xbox One controllers, man. Like that stuff is so cheap, man. Like the PlayStation controllers have been lasting me longer, and.
No, my Xbox One controller is just fine. I don't have no issues with my Xbox One controller.
Yeah, I say about getting one of those Power A's, man. But I want to get one with USB-C because that's where all my cords are. I don't want to go back to micro USB. But
okay. That's fair.
Okay. All right. So we'll start with you, Blue. What you been watching, though?
Oh, dog. So been watching a couple of things. First of all, took my son to the movies, man. We went and checked out that Batman.
Was it as good as everyone said?
Not really. Okay. So because it's a DC movie, and DC movies are tenured, they have a different tone than Marvel movies, and
you know the old saying: Marvel movies are lights, camera, action. DC movies are camera, action.
That's it. Camera action. No light. Because that's basically what it was. But I will say HDR has come a long way because it was dark that entire movie. And that was a Batman movie. It was adequately named. It was not a Bruce Wayne movie. It was a Batman movie. And it was dark the whole movie. But you could actually see stuff in the theater. So I hope people at home have good LEDs or LCD TVs where their black levels are good and the contrast is good, so they can see good stuff at night and they don't have any like haloing around stuff. Because
you got make sure your blacks is good, dog.
Hey, for real, get them blacks right, B. But
blacks right.
But it was fine. It was okay. Some of it was a little dumb though. And yeah, the romance portion of that thing's a little dumb. But at any rate, that's what I've been watching, man. And then my son was like, man, guys, he just begged us. My 15-year-old was like, man, you guys really got to watch it. It's funny. So, Tyler Perry has the Medea Homecoming movie on Netflix. So we sit down and watch that. And, man, it's a mismatch of there's some really funny parts in there, combined with really bad acting by new actors. So, that's what I ran into a little bit, if I'm honest. Ran into that some. So, watch that. And then the other thing that I started watching last night, my son brought his friend over and his friend's girlfriend. They all came over. And I was like, hey, man, I want to watch The Expanse. So I started watching The Expanse on Prime Video. Dude.
Bruh, I try to tell people about The Expanse, bruh. I'd say, look, when The Expanse came over to Amazon, right? Mm-hmm. When it first came over to Amazon, because it was a sci-fi show originally.
You done a hot box your room, man.
I watched I think it was 3 seasons or something like that at the time. Uh-huh. I watched all 3 seasons in a week. Like, I could not get enough. I was watching this shit at work. When I left work, I was watching this shit at home. Like, I watched all 3 of those seasons in a fucking week. Shout out to Auntie Ron. Auntie Ron is a G in that bitch. I can't pronounce her name, but she played Auntie Ron in the Mass Effect series. But man, she is the best.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so the way she be letting loose, especially when the Amazon Prime episodes start and she start cussing.
Oh, for real, she be going ham. Yeah. So
yeah, that show is fucking greatness. And like, if you have Amazon Prime, there is no reason why you shouldn't watch The Expanse.
So, I'll say that, man, and I'll say it because, so I say it with a little trepidation, just like a little bit of sadness, because I was trying to get into it, but it was when they were in the house and they were doing so much talking, and I couldn't get pulled into it in the first episode, because I've heard that The Expanse literally has some of the best world building of any show out there, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna pull back and watch it again later, but dude, within like the first 5 minutes of the show, people were cutting in space, like they were cutting in zero gravity, and like they were like butt naked. I'm like, what the hell is going on in space? Did I miss something?
And one of
what the hell is going on in space?
One of the things that people say about it is like the science behind it is as accurate as you can be.
So there's another show that I really loved where the science behind it was legit. Now it was mostly theoretical stuff, but it was Fringe. You know, I'm a science guy.
Yes. Yeah.
And I loved Fringe. I love Fringe, man.
I saw Astrid in something else. I can't remember what.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I seen her in something recently.
Oh, now that you say her name,
I couldn't see her as anything other than Astrid.
Yeah,
I knew her from Astrid.
The cute mixed black girl with the curly hair. Yeah, she was awesome. Yeah, man. But
let me pull up. I'm gonna look and see what I saw her.
Yeah. And so that's what I watched. And then while you're pulling that up, we'll bring up Astrid. What I still want to see, even though I've heard that it's bad, even though and because I refuse to pay for Paramount Plus, I still want to see the Halo. I still want to see what they did.
Let me send you the link. They put the first episode on YouTube.
What? Shut your mouth.
They put the first episode on YouTube. They absolutely did. It's free to watch. I'll get you the link, dog. I'm gonna put it in the what you call it? I'm gonna put it in the thing. But they did put the first episode on YouTube, and I put it in my watch later. But they absolutely did put the first episode on YouTube.
For sure, man. Yeah, that'll do me some good, man, because I still want to see the Halo show. I want to see what it's all about, man. I'm not a fan of the fact that they taking chief help and stuff, but
yeah, they're disregarding. But like, you don't get an actor that people know if you're not gonna have him take his helmet off, because
right, because it's always gonna be associated with somebody else. You need somebody fresh. You need a fresh cat.
Yeah, and that's the dude that people. Some people know him from Orange Is the New Black. Some people know him from American Gods. But like, we know this dude.
Yeah. Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I want to see if I can't pop out the chat in this Twitch thing. But yeah, man. So that's all I've been watching, dog. Like, honestly, that's it. The Medea movie, it was all right. But I'm really gonna get into The Expanse, because right now, and one other thing that I've been catching up on again, that I just started back again, The Blacklist, dog. I had to get back on my Blacklist.
I've been off of the Blacklist. I stopped at like season 2, so I need to get back to that. I pulled up the wrong shit. Hold on.
Yeah, man, but that's been about it for me. For real. But y'all love some Astro.
Chase, you want to? I know you said that you've been watching like Buffy and stuff like that. You been watching anything else?
Just mostly Buffy. Like neck deep into season 2. You know, when things get a lot better. I mean, a lot of people don't like season 1. Season 1's kind of like a little bit of a comfort food for me. So I mean, I know it's not the best, but I still enjoy the Monster of the Week shit in there. I mean, some of it's pretty, you know,
it's pretty doofy.
Yeah,
especially the first and the second season. Well, the first season more than anything is really doofy, but like the rest of it, they kind of make a through line story, so it makes it a little bit better. Mm-hmm. But like there's some dumb stuff, especially the second season with like the Anointed and shit like that.
Well, the Anointed is in the first one, right? But
no, I thought it was second season.
That was like talking about like the kid and stuff. Yeah, that was the first season.
Okay, Scar, I got something from you. Oh,
You sure?
man.
I'm sure. I've literally just been watching it.
I could have sworn that was the second season because that's when Spike comes in. Spike comes in during the Anointed, and Spike is not in the first season.
Right, but the Anointed goes into a little bit to the second season, and then Spike, says, "Fuck that shit."
No, because the first season is about the rise of the Master.
Right,
Like
and the Anointed starts there. The Anointed starts there in the first season with the rise of the Master. The first episode of the Anointed is pork and beans, dude. Remember that?
But the crazy part about Buffy is like when you go back and you watch it, there are so many people that are like names now that just play like bit parts in Buffy. Like there's a lot of people who actually have a name and have like a career now, and like they just played that Monster of the Week that day, and you know what I mean. Like it's cool to see them all younger, because a lot of that stuff is like a whole bunch of grown ass people playing kids, but like it's really cool to see some of those people, and it's just like, oh man, I didn't even know that dude played in this. And there's a lot of that happens in Buffy. Still my favorite show. My favorite show of all time. And yes, I'm a Wire hater. I don't love The Wire.
Me, look, The Wire's good, but I'm telling you, man, it was hard for me to finish, which is why I didn't finish it.
Rashani is going to make me watch it for the show. Watch it for Return to Oswald. He's going to make me watch it when we get to his choice. Right now we're on Orphan Black, so I've been watching a lot of Orphan Black. Man, Orphan Black is a good fucking show. That's another show on Amazon Prime that if you haven't watched that,
so you're on a different show, but it's still called Return to Oswald.
Yes, that's basically what happened, and we changed the Twitter name to our RTO podcast, but the shows have different titles. Like the Return to Oswald was Oz, even though it's called the Return to Oswald the podcast. But Return to Oswald was Oz. Cocaine Cougars was Playmakers, and now another one.
Cocaine Cougars, Playmakers. That was a show, boy. That was a show. That
No, bruh. Nostalgia got you, dog. Because we watched that shit over again, and that is a dumb ass show.
Yo, like, I watched the first couple of episodes maybe a month and a half ago, man. You right.
That's another. Someone put that whole season. The whole season you can watch on YouTube.
Well, so it's the whole series because they cut it after one season.
Yeah, and you got timestamps for when each episode starts.
Oh, that's legit.
That's legit. Watch all that on YouTube right now.
But I got it on Blu-ray in there, so we all good.
I got it on DVD, but like it helped me to be able to just watch it on YouTube because I have premium, so I ain't got no ads. So
I keep forgetting you got premium. Dog, we're gonna have to make a list, Scar. I think next time if I'm on again ever, we're gonna have to make a list of if you had $100 to limit on streaming services, what stays and what goes?
We'll probably have all of the ones that I have. I pay for my Amazon yearly, so I don't have to worry about it. Me and a couple other people, we put our money in and we pay for Amazon yearly. Netflix will probably be the one to go for me because that's the one I watch the least.
Yeah. At this point,
I do have the Disney Plus bundle.
Me too.
Where I have Hulu and I have ESPN.
Honest, I don't watch Hulu.
I don't watch ESPN. When I watch Hulu on my computer because I have an ad blocker on my computer where I don't have to worry about the ads.
Well, yeah, for me, the one to definitely stay would be Hulu because there's just so much fucking shit on Hulu. There's so much. And
I would keep Hulu over Netflix at this point.
And Amazon Prime stays because like I see Amazon Prime Video as like a free add-on to having Prime.
Right, it stays because I'm getting Prime regardless. Like So to me, you're right. You're 100% right, Chase. It is a free add-on. That's staying regardless. And I view Prime, believe it or not, I view Prime as an emerging service. Because they're getting better and better shows, better and more consistent. Like one of the new shows that I really like is Jack Reacher.
Yeah,
I like
I've been
that
meaning to watch that. That was the dude
that
that played
Reacher's good.
that dude played in Smallville. He was he was Aquaman in Smallville.
And that dude is big now, man. He's like
He
6'4", 6'5", 235.
Yeah, and he also played in Blue Mountain State. For everyone who watched Blue Mountain State, he was Thad on Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, so that's a good show, and Jack Ryan's also a good show. And then they always have the shows sponsored by the Top Gear guys in the UK, right? Because they have different shows and stuff. So
I've been wanting to watch Upload because they keep giving me ads for Upload.
I keep seeing that too.
It looks interesting.
It does. It does.
It looks interesting. And
they have The Boys, Invincible. They got all type of stuff out there, man. Yeah. So for me, Amazon Prime would absolutely stay. If I could just get rid of ESPN Plus and the Disney bundle, I would, because ain't nobody trying to watch replays of games like that, and that's all ESPN Plus is. Like they giving you
is that in 30 for 30s?
30 for 30s.
30 for 30s, yeah. Yeah, Netflix is a every now and again, because sometimes like something will hit, and I'll be like, I want to watch that, and you get it, because I don't watch it all the time.
Cobra Kai hits, I'm there.
Yeah, and then but a service that's really good, but I don't watch it a lot, is HBO Max, and I think that it's just too much.
I have someone else's information for HBO Max, so I don't pay for it. But I watch a shit ton of HBO Max because right now I'm watching Winning Time, which is good. Winning Time is about the Lakers.
Oh yeah.
About the Lakers, the beginning of Showtime when Jerry Buss actually bought the team and
all
that kind of stuff. That's a really good show. And the crazy part about Winning Time, right? All of this stuff that's happening right now, I was barely born when this was happening. Like the last episode is the first game. It was like October the 12th, 1979. I was just born in September the 18th. The month before, I was only a month old. I wasn't even a full month old when this when the events of this episode happened. I was not even a month old. And then I've been watching Raised by Wolves. Raised by Wolves is an interesting show. I wouldn't say it's great, but it is an interesting fucking show. And then of course Bomani's show, Game Theory.
And that's on HBO. That's on HBO. I was telling my wife, man, if it came down to it, I told her Netflix would probably go. But believe it or not, HBO Max might be in there. But I forgot Bo's show was on there, so I would probably get it for sure, just because Bo was on that joint. But Apple TV, they have some interesting shows. And I'm not an Apple fan. Yeah,
they also put some stuff on YouTube, so be careful. So be on the lookout for that. You can get clips and stuff like the Duke Museum and all that kind of stuff. That shit's on YouTube.
Okay, good to know that.
HBO's page on YouTube.
But yeah, okay. So yeah, HBO has a vast amount of things too, like Hulu. It's just it's more expensive than Hulu. But I would say from what we were saying right now, like the three that's probably like the best streaming services is Hulu, Prime, and HBO, right?
For me, those are the three. Those are the three that I watch more than anything. Especially right now, when like the show that I'm doing for podcast is on Hulu, right? I mean, is on Prime right now. So Orphan Black is on Prime. And eventually, we're going to move into either The Sopranos or The Wire, which are on HBO.
Yeah.
And I watch stuff on Hulu all the time for myself. Man, something's going on out there.
Yeah, we can hear.
Stupid microphone, piece of everything. So yeah, those are the three that I would keep more than anything. Even though one of them I don't necessarily pay for myself. But those are the three that I would keep above everything. I just don't watch a whole lot of Netflix. And like when I'm thinking about watching something, the last thing I think about is turning on Netflix. Even though I have yet to watch season 2 of The Witcher. I watched the first episode. I tried to watch the first episode 3 times and I fell asleep each time.
And plus, Netflix is kept like they're getting really prideful, man, because they keep pushing that,
keep bumping that price, and that's why I'm thinking y'all might have to get booted to the curb, man. Because I mean, honestly, Scar, I don't have Game Pass or Game Pass yet, but I might consider it. Just kind of seeing where we are, because I mean, right now Netflix is like $17.99 a month or something.
Right.
And like, look, that could buy me the new PlayStation.
I would get rid of my Netflix if my mama won't use it.
Oh, okay.
My mama used my Netflix, and my ex still has it on her TV. But if my mama won't using it, then this should be gone. My boss helps me pay for my Amazon Prime because he wants to watch the video. He got my password so he can watch The Expanse.
Word up.
Because he likes he's a reader and he's read all of the books and stuff like that. He likes reading sci-fi.
Oh, really?
He's read the books and stuff like that. So he's read all of the stuff that happens after the show ends.
That's what's up.
Because when the show ends, in the books where the show stops, there's like a 30-year jump or something like that.
Oh, really? Because it's like 6 seasons on the show.
Yeah, but yeah, it's so like there's a bunch of books. It's a series, and there's a bunch of books.
Okay.
But there's some sort of a jump where it's like 30 years or some shit like that after when the TV show ends. So.
Word up.
Yeah, that's just good. I think you will really enjoy that, especially if you like stuff like Battlestar Galactica, the remake.
Oh yeah, I like Battlestar. I don't know if I watched the remake, but I do like Battlestar Galactica. Are you talking about with what's her name, Edie?
Yeah, Treasure Helper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that show. Love that show.
Yeah, that was really good. Caprica, not so much. That's why Caprica fucking ended.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
It was like,
yeah, I didn't like it. It took a weird turn, man.
But it's one of those things to where the setting is in space, but it's about these people. You know what I mean? That's what Battlestar Galactica was like.
It's like The Walking Dead. It takes place in the South, but I mean, amidst the zombie outbreak, but it's about these people and how they respond to it.
Absolutely. So that's really good. And I've really just been watching those things. I've been watching my couple of CW shows. I've been watching Naomi. I've been watching Superman. Superman is fucking great. Superman and Lois is fucking great, bro.
I'm so mad because I think that's on HBO Max now.
Yeah,
something.
they put it on HBO Max, but you can also watch it just straight through the CW app. Like what I do, I watch.
Can I still do it? Can I still? Yeah. Okay. See, the thing is, man, I think I watched all the last season, man, and I do like Superman and Lois. Like that show was good. That show was really, really well done. I'm a fan of that, but I'm behind. So
it's an extremely well done CW show.
For sure.
Like
almost feels like an NBC or CBS show to me.
Yeah, the care that they put into Superman, as a character, is the kind of care that they didn't put into the other shows.
For sure.
Like it's like by watching this show, if you watch the other CW shows, that Superman is the flagship. We're not gonna let this shit go down.
Like, we ain't gonna Oliver Queen this thing. Is basically what you're saying.
I mean, well, they made Oliver Queen. They've just made him Batman with arrows. I mean, that's basically what it was, right? They made him Batman with arrows. But yeah, so that's really good. But I've been watching Naomi too. Naomi is interesting, but I don't know if it's for everyone. And I didn't know anything.
I think I watched that first episode after you brought that up, and it was interesting. It really was. I watched that first episode. I need to get back to that because I enjoyed that.
So I don't know where it's going because I don't know the character. I don't read DC, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who.
But I know, but I know the guy behind the creation of Naomi, J. Michael Straczynski.
Don't know.
He is a comic book writer, and he's a comic book writer, and he's a filmmaker, and he's also a comic book writer. And one thing, he adopted some kids, and they were all little black girls. He has like three kids. They're all little black girls. So he made Naomi as like an homage to his daughters.
Oh, okay.
But J. Michael Straczynski is responsible for a lot of stuff. He wrote some Star Trek stuff, and like he's wrote some stuff. Wrote some screenplays for some movies that you know of, stuff that you've heard of, and like like shit like that. So
Babylon 5 and stuff. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, he's really about that life.
Okay.
And so but like I know that's why he wrote that because of his children. And he seems like a really good dude. So, but like I really like this. And I'm looking to like I'm trying to figure out how this is going to go because I have not been able to predict this show.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah. And I watched yesterday. Well, this weekend, I was having issues with my feet again, so I didn't really do a whole lot this weekend, and I don't know why it started happening this time. I did not do it on purpose to myself. I just don't know what happened, but I was having problems, so I sat here and watched a Mass Effect 3 retrospective, and that bitch was 4.5 hours.
Dang.
I didn't have anything else to fucking do. Like I didn't have anything else to do. I didn't feel better until yesterday. It started. My feet started bothering me on Thursday a little bit. On Friday it got pretty bad, and on Saturday it was really, really bad.
Man, what were you eating those days, man? Because
I didn't eat anything unusual. That's the crazy part. I didn't eat anything unusual. I didn't do anything unusual. It's just like this shit just. It just kind of snuck up on me and was just kind of like, my feet was just like, we hurting today, dog.
Hey, next time that happens, man. Next time you go to your doctor, bring that up for real.
Yeah. So yeah, I did get some new pills and stuff like that, and I basically just took as much pain medication as I could to be able to survive this weekend. But yeah, I watched that. It was a weird thing because I'm watching this retrospective, right?
Okay.
And he recorded basically 2 playthroughs. But one of the playthroughs was his Renegade playthrough, where he did some stuff on purpose to make some things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like he bucked Morden himself.
Really?
He did not save Malin's data, so Eve is gone.
Yeah.
He bucked Morden, and because he bucked Morden, he bucked Rex.
Wow.
Because if you sabotage the genophage and Rex is around,
he come get you.
Rex will come see you when you get ready to leave the Citadel. He shows up out the door. Like, you thought I wasn't gonna find out?
Yeah, he come in hot too, boy.
Yeah, like it is weird. It's like he did some weird stuff. He sided with the Geth during that part. So Tally killed herself.
Jumped off the cliff.
Yeah, like all that kind of stuff, and it was just kind of like, I mean, I get it, but like he did talk about like the other playthrough where he was basically doing a Paragon playthrough. But I think what he talked about is the fact that the game kind of steers you to playing Paragon. You have to specifically try to be Renegade when you play that game.
Yeah, it is a concerted effort, dude, and like it makes it so difficult for you to pull that trigger every now and then when it asks you to. It makes it so difficult.
Yeah, it did. Like after the thing with Udina, he pulled the trigger on Udina himself.
Right.
And then Ashley was just like, they sent me, Hackett wants me to join his group, or I can come be on the normal. And he was like, no,
Deuce.
You good with Hackett? Go ahead, go hang out with Hackett. You good?
Right. Yeah, you
It's like a whole bunch of stuff like that, and it was just kind of like.
Well, I wonder how his Citadel DLC is gonna look. It's gonna be sparse, son.
Oh man, let me tell you, that's exactly what happened. Well, first of all, he said that he did the Citadel DLC in his Renegade playthrough. He did it too early, so he didn't have a whole lot of people there. And then he showed the difference between that picture that they take at the end, between his Paragon and his Renegade playthrough, and his Renegade playthrough is sparse.
Right? Yeah. You got a whole lot of open windows in that thing, man.
Yeah.
Man.
So that was cool. I really enjoyed that. And I've been watching a lot of long form content on YouTube lately, just to kind of get just for something to do, and while I'm pretending like I'm gonna actually do anything else other than sit there and watch it. Like I know I need to clean up, but then I'm just kind of like no, I'm gonna watch this first.
Yo, I need some more.
And then I pick something that's 4.5 hours.
Right. Hey, next time you think about that, because think that Blue needs some more melon wax melts. So next time you think I'm just gonna kick my feet up, no, Blue needs some melon wax melts. Let me go ahead and get that going. Then kick your feet up.
Okay, no. I got a bunch of wax melts already made. So you just tell me what you're looking for, and I got you, dog.
Okay.
And I'll put in a discount code up there for you so that you can use.
My man's. Yep.
Just let me know what you need. I got you.
For sure. I know.
I think that's all I got. I don't think there's anything else. Anything you want to speak on, Blue?
No. One thing. I don't know how you do this prison architect thing.
Oh man.
But I played prison architect for about 3 full minutes. Turned it off and uninstalled it. Couldn't do it. It's too much going on, man. I don't know how you do that.
It's okay. So here's the thing.
No tutorial, Nathan. Like it's just like, hey, I'm gonna need you to build this. I need you to build this execution room over here.
Well, that is the tutorial.
Oh, that is the tutorial. Well,
it's telling you how to build the room, how to put the things that you need in the room, and all of this kind of stuff. Like that is the tutorial. And there's different ones, and there's a story that kind of follows along where you kind of find out why he ended up in that situation and where he got executed.
Okay.
But I don't think the tutorial is really as expansive as it should be.
Yeah, it is. So the tutorial is hard for me to follow, and I consider myself a pretty good gamer, and I consider myself being able to follow pretty much anything if I got some directions. But it's like, okay, do this, then by the way, you could do this, but you don't have to do that. Okay, well. Okay, so I don't have to do it. And I don't want to do it, so I won't do it.
No, I think the real meat of that game comes when you make your own prison from scratch.
Okay.
When you make your own prison from scratch and like you accept people in and all of this kind of stuff, there's some things to keep in mind. But I think going through that tutorial gives you a good idea of what you need to do and how you need to do it. But it's not at all everything that you need. And I got some videos that I put up on I think it's on the GGR YouTube page of me playing and creating one from scratch and all of that kind of stuff. So if you ever want to try again, holla at your boy. We can you can live stream and I can kind of walk you through some things.
All right, man. I might need that because I tell you, man, I was like, how does Scar do this? It's like, okay, now you got to pull the workers over here, and you gotta pull them over here to do this task, and then you got to keep looking around the prison because people, different magazines and pictures keep popping up in people's bunks, and you got to inspect everything, and it's a lot, man. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, it really is a lot. But that's one thing that the PC has over the console versions. For the PC, you have all of that information always on the side about how your prison is actually doing, what's actually going on.
Okay.
But like in the console version, you have to actually like press a button to see certain things, but you don't see it all in one shot like you do on PC.
Oh, okay. Word up, man. Word up. Well, the only other thing I'd like to add, man, is that if people have been watching North Carolina play this year, and they've been watching that dude Brady Manick, he's my former boss's nephew. He's from here in Oklahoma, and he's a baller. He's a baller, man. I never seen him, but he's a beast out there. And her name is Brandy, and his name is Brady. So yeah, that's him. Because when she used to say, I'm going to go watch him play this weekend. So
that's awesome. That's dope. Chase, you got something for the people?
No, I'm good, man.
I will say this. I typically don't speak of other podcasts while I'm on another one of the podcasts that I'm on. But Return to Oswald is so fun. And like what we're doing right now, because we're actually watching a show that we all actually enjoy with Orphan Black. If you've never watched Orphan Black, watch those episodes and then check us out.
It's a good show, man.
Because we're doing a recap of each episode. We just started season 2 of Orphan Black, but like all of the stuff is there. All of the Oz episodes are there. All of the Playmakers episodes are there, and find Return to Oswald, watch along with us, because right now we're on something that we really, really care about and we're really enjoying, other than like the other 2 shows, because Oz started off great and then it just went whew. It almost took a hero's nosedive.
That's steep, though. That's about as low as you can go. Heroes, and I think Lost went into the writer's strike seasons.
Luckily, Friday Night Lights didn't have that issue. When they came back from the writer's strike, they had a little montage. So you found out what happened to the people who didn't come back, and we kept it fucking moving. You know what I mean? I heard they are going to be they're trying to redo Friday Night Lights, but in a different city with a different team.
Really? Well, I mean, it's the spirit of it, right? So I understand. I mean, they've already told the original story that inspired it anyway. So I mean, you keep that going.
They did the movie, they did the TV show, and now they might be doing another TV show, and I'm here for it. Shout out to my man Coach Taylor. I mean, even though I seen that dude in other things, that dude is still Coach Taylor.
Right, exactly. And the mom, still the mom.
Yep.
She's in the country show or whatever, still the mom, dog. Still the mom.
She's still Tammy Taylor.
Yeah, that's what she is. Now Adrian Palicki is still Adrian Palicki, like she does her other roles as well, but yeah, man. Oh, that's
okay. Okay, so right before we go, I'm gonna say I did where I saw Astrid. My ex used to watch The Good Doctor.
Oh, that's a good show. Yes.
Yeah, she played I think she played someone with I don't know if her character had autism also.
Really?
The Good Doctor. But she played like his love interest.
Oh yeah, I think I saw a flashback about that or something. Yeah, and
I didn't actually watch the show, but there was times where I was just around and she was watching the show. So that's why I was like, man, that's Astrid, and she ain't never not gonna be Astrid.
Exactly. She did such a good job in that show too.
And, all right. So, yep. I thank y'all for the first episode of Spring Fling. Thank you, Blue, for volunteering to be our test dummy in this new venture.
Already.
And shout out to your man Samson Simpson. You need to let him know that you was out here.
I will. I'll let him know. He just texted me tonight, man. He asked me, was I watching the game? So I'll hit him back, let him know.
All right. And so next week, we're supposed to have Rashani. We'll see how that goes. And we'll be back with more Spring Fling. For Blue and my man Chase. Scarfinger, this is Scarcasm. We out of here. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Peace out to the Warriors. Deuces.
All right.
All right, y'all. Man, we out here, man. I had a good time recording, y'all.
You didn't say laters? Like you always say? Laters.
I was going to change it up. Now I'm
Okay.
like, all
you
right.
change it up for the fling? You change it up for the fling?
Yeah. I'm just...
All right. That's what it is. Man, can you imagine Kevin Hart getting slapped like that?